Hey everyone, it is the morning of March 10th, just after 7 a.m., and daylight savings started yesterday. Set those clocks forward an hour, so now the sun won't be up until 7:46, which means we've been dark through most of the morning show, but we will have a light longer throughout the day today. I think a lot of us were excited to have that yesterday, and now talking about today, the sunset won't happen until almost 7:30, and we actually won't have a sunset before 7 o'clock again until early October, so it's starting to feel more like spring knowing that is the case. Today we are in for a very, very warm day. We are quickly going to be warming up to 80 degrees. Got to 70 degrees yesterday. Now tack on another 10 degrees, and that's where we're headed for Monday afternoon. And the winds are expected to pick up. Elsewhere, high temperatures are in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees, but notice the southwest wind around 15 to 25 miles per hour. Maybe gusting up to 35 miles per hour. But 80 degrees here in Lincoln would set a new record high for this date, the old record being 78 degrees from back in 2014. So we'll be likely setting that new record high here in Lincoln. But let's talk about the winds. They should be increasing to around 30 to 35 miles per hour here in eastern Nebraska this afternoon, even higher out in the Panhandle, which will contribute at this time of the year to fire danger. There's a red flag warning in place, a reminder that this is not a burn ban, but listen to your local officials that do set those burn bans. All this means is that the weather conditions are right for fires to spark and get out of control quickly, because we do have some stronger gusty winds, some very warm temperatures. The air will be dry this afternoon, and we have such dry vegetation in place, all contributing to extreme fire behavior. So keep that in mind today. We may not be done with the fire danger this week either. Talking about Friday, we are looking into a strong spring system developing by Friday, ejecting out onto the plains. You'll see this low pressure system, and I've got the lines of pressure on this map too. They're called isobars. When those are closer together, we can expect some stronger winds, which we will expect into Friday. Gusts could be on the order of 40 to 45 miles per hour, but rain looks likely. And this is a system that'll likely be more looking like spring, because I'm talking about severe weather on one side and the winter potential on the other. But for us in eastern Nebraska, rain likely, I think the later portion of Friday. Severe potential looks further east. I'll show you that here in a second. But then some snow entering into the Panhandle Friday night. And as the system lifts to the north and east, some snow potential through northeast Nebraska as well. So not talking numbers, but talking about where snow looks possible, namely in the Sandhills, and then again through northeast Nebraska, north of I-80, going through Saturday morning. The other side of this, initially Friday, late afternoon through the overnight hours, will be the severe potential. Nebraska at this point, day 5, or 5 days out, is not highlighted for severe weather. But who is? Those further east, looking at eastern Iowa through Texas and Louisiana, with an orange blob, likely severe weather through Memphis, portions of Missouri, down through Little Rock. How we typically look at this far out, the yellow area is what will likely turn to a slight risk, meaning some scattered thunderstorms possible, and then a higher risk for severe weather where there's that orange color right now. This goes to show that maybe we could, on the outside skirts of this, be in a marginal risk for some thunderstorms possible Friday. Something to keep an eye on as we get closer to this event. Something we'll continue to keep updating this week. But we are talking about a little winter, a little spring, some rain, some possible thunderstorms by the end of this week. So an early look at this with a longer range model we were just looking at, and then what the Storm Prediction Center already is highlighting for the potential for severe weather. So that's the end of this week. In the meantime, again, maybe setting a new record today. There will be a cold front that comes through late tonight into Tuesday to knock us back by about 20 degrees, with some north winds on Tuesday that should still be fairly light, and no precipitation expected until that next strong system that we will certainly be keeping an eye on through the end of this week. This 10-day forecast looks very much like the spring season, when you're getting pretty quick temperature drops, but pretty quick rebounds and warm-ups right after as you look today into tomorrow, but then Friday into Saturday, 70s to 40s, but then quickly back up to about 70 degrees by St. Patrick's Day next Monday.